I think the quality in the squads, how should I say, probably isn't appreciated enough. If you look at that team last night, I think probably everyone bar maybe Cal O'Dowd hasn't played in the Premier League, the best league in the world. So, there is quality in the squad without a doubt. I think this manager believes that there is quality in the squad. So, I think he probably feels like the best way forward for us is to pass the ball, because a lot of us do it at club level. So, it's been brilliant so far, and hopefully we can, take that into the games coming up.
And obviously, it does take more than 2 training sessions to sort of get to where you want to. But because you play in that manner at club level, it's not new to you, really, is it? It's just a matter of sort of getting the working parts running together for Ireland.
Yeah, exactly. It's been a short space of time, like I've touched on before. But for me personally, it's been quite an easy transition because that's the formation I play at my club level. But I know one or two lads play that style and that kind of formation as well. Other lads don't. Other lads play in a 5, as we all know. So everyone's different. Everyone's going to take a little bit of time in their own right to get used to it. So as much as we're together, during this kind of break and the next break, more and more input will be coming in. More and more people will be getting to know exactly what the manager wants. So, hopefully sooner rather than later we get that result that we all want. That win. Into everyone to move forward and look forward to the time ahead.
And just sorry, the last one, that there are so many games in a condensed period of time. Maybe that, I suppose, transition or evolution will happen more quickly than it might do when, previously they've been really spaced out.
Yeah. Listen, sooner rather than later, of course. I think over the last 3 or 4 days and and when we played last night, people can see already a little bit what we're about and what we're doing. So, the more time we're together, the more games we play, the more that will become the new, the normal for us. So, and we'll have to do, exactly what the manager wants. We'll have to improve. We all want to improve, and I'm sure we're heading in the right direction.
Thank you.
Thanks very much, Neil. Philip Quinn is next.
Right, I'll mute it there. My question to Conor here is, Conor, their goal, did you chide yourself afterwards for that misplaced pass? And what were you thinking at the time?
Yeah. Afterwards in the dressing room, I was disappointed with myself because, I felt like it was a sloppy pass, kind of a needless pass from myself, I suppose. We've spoken about it. I had my hand up in the dressing room, I think so did a couple of the defenders. So, I think, sloppy one for myself. And then, I suppose, later on in the move, when after I gave the ball away, I think, Shane and John themselves probably felt disappointed after as well with what happened after that. So I think it was a bit of a mixed bag from everyone, really.
Fair play to you for acknowledging that, because sometimes footballers don't, but I think you have to learn at all levels from mistakes, makes you a better player. Just on the subject of competition in midfield, with yourself and Jeff and James last night, you've got Robbie Brady's pushing to come back, you've got Jason Malumbi on the wings, Harry Arter's come back in the squad. Do you see it as a challenge for you personally to stay not just in the squad, in the team? There's going to be real competition for places going forward.
Yeah, I think there's huge competition for places all over the pitch, to be honest with you. I think, in attacking areas as well, we got strikers now, we have wingers. It's not going to be easy. Sometimes when there's competition for places like that, it brings the best out in you. So hopefully for myself moving forward, that will be the case. And I'm always up for the challenge. So let's go for it, really.
Thank you.
Hey Conor, how are things?
Yeah.
Conor, you mentioned at the start there of the Embargoed section about how sometimes people don't appreciate that there is quality in the squad. Yeah. I mean, is that something that bugs you when you hear this line that we don't have the players? And is it refreshing that it does appear like the manager now is more of the view that we do have the players?
I think so, yeah. I think it is refreshing to hear that. I think he definitely believes in us, and I think he definitely believes that there is quality in this squad. Like I said, if you go through the team last night, bar Callum, I think I said before, we're all pretty much playing in the Premier League. You look at the bench last night, you've Shane Long, Seamus Coleman, Callum Robinson, Robbie Brady, all Premier League footballers, so there is quality in the squad. Yes, we may be missing kind of that Gareth Bale for Wales, let's say, at the top level, but there is some very, very good footballers here throughout the squad. So I think that quality is being recognised by this manager, and I think that's why he's going about the style that he wants to go about, because he believes in us that we can pass the football, and that's always great to hear.
Just one last one for me. You mentioned you're familiar maybe with the midfield structure from your club. Like the latter half of the game when James went off, you were more in the sort of deeper position. Like, I don't know, which you enjoy more, but are you equally comfortable in the various roles within that?
Yeah, like I've said previously, I've no problem playing anywhere in the midfield or anywhere other than that as well. You know, I've played 6 and 8 for my club, so I'll be comfortable playing in both of them positions. Yeah, so wherever the manager wants me to play moving forward, I've no problem with that.
Okay.
Thanks very much. Mark McCadden, and then Paul O'Hare, and then we'll wrap it up, please.
Hi. For all the talk of new or changing styles and so on, I mean, the goal last night came from a set piece and another brilliant Shane Duffy header. From your point of view, as someone who's big on set pieces, is it nice that, or do you see that as been a big kind of thing to follow on through? And will you be kind of a key player in that regard?
Yeah, listen, we're always a threat from set pieces, I suppose. You know, big lads inside there like Shane, obviously scoring last night. He always pops up with a goal. I think we've always been a threat from set pieces over the years, so that's something kind of in our DNA. You know, I think we could have scored from open play a couple of times last night as well. So I think now we've got maybe a threat from open play and set plays, which is always a great thing to have. Maybe previously we've kind of relied on set plays a little bit too much, but I think with this style of play, you know, we'll create a little bit more chances. The manager wants more kind of lads in attacking areas. So it's great that, it's great, of course, that we scored from a set play, because you know, it was so late on and we would have taken the goal anyway. But I think, you know, we created chances from open play as well, which is pleasing.
And just, I mean, Shane, is he one of the best in the business in that regard?
Yeah, listen, Shane is a fantastic header of the ball in both boxes. You know, he's come up with some important goals for Ireland so far, and he'll get many, many more as well. So yeah, he's a fantastic header of the ball, yeah, without a doubt.
Cheers.
Thanks very much, Mark. And the last question, or a couple of questions from Paul O'Hare, please.
Yeah, just the one call. How you doing, Conor? I'm just wondering, just in terms of, there's a lot of focus on this team now, new manager, a couple of new players in, and just the whole notion of evolution and revolution and what have you. Can that be a burden on the team as well? Because as much as you want to go out and play and express yourselves, you're building up to this playoff against Slovakia, and everybody's expecting this team to suddenly be radically different and transform. Can that be a bit of a burden?
No, not really. You know, experienced enough, and you know, we're all playing over in England, and there's always kind of pressure on us in all our clubs in a certain way. So yeah, and listen, the Irish football team, soccer team, you know, there's always, you know, it's a kind of, you know, it's massive in Ireland. We know that. We're all well aware of that. No matter, you know, previous regimes or this regime, there's always been pressure on us. So I think maybe this might stick out a little bit more because it's a completely different style of play, and we're going in a different direction. So maybe that's kind of, you know, kind of standing us out a little bit as well. But no, I think we'll all take it in our stride. I think over the last 3 or 4 days, like you said, the managers come in, and you know, we've gone a different way about our business. And I think last night we showed that we're capable of going that way, and yeah, we're all enjoying it and taking it our stride, like I said, really.
And just finally, just on the club front this season, what are your hopes and expectations? Not much of a break since the end of last season, but new season around the corner for you. What are you hoping for?
Yeah, just last year we don't want to be kind of fighting that relegation battle like we were previously. You know, Aston Villa is a big football club, and we were, you know, delighted and relieved to stay up. But I think as a club now we need to move forward and build on that, and not be in around that kind of relegation zone like we were for the majority of last season.
Thank you very much, Conor, for your time this afternoon. Thank you, everyone.